All right, hello everybody. I'm going to talk about my final report for my single subject research. In my single subject research, I focus on overeating because it's a growing problem in America. And as you see on the bottom, it says obesity is a reality for many Americans. Um, and I'm going to show you some of the topics that me and my participant discussed. Um, My participant was a black 58-year-old obese diabetic woman. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, so just to start off, my participant wanted to get a handle on her life and her overeating behavior. As a result, she was able to pick from a list of topics, which you will be able to see in a minute. She was able to pick from one of these topics that I have listed above. The one in the yellow is the one I chose. I chose to reduce the amount of calories that she ate in a day. You see that I made a chart. On the left side is the days. On the right side is the amount of calories that my participant ate in a day. And I basically used the MyFitnessPal app. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. It just records the amount of calories that you eat within a day. And I kind of use Google as well to just kind of guide me, help guide me through the process. And then we're going to go into my literature review. Okay, so my first literature review was by Davis et al. And then linked overeating behavior to poor decision making. And I don't know if I previously mentioned this already or not, but my participant wanted to be the pilot of her own life. Um, a lot of things that go wrong in her life, she says that poor decision making is the reason why certain things are going wrong in her life. And then Davis et al. They pretty much notice that those people that have problems with overeating, they have issues with their prefrontal cortex, which controls decision making, and then they basically the participants in the study they seek immediate reward, but they didn't think about the long term consequences of overeating. And the second one was by DeJiker. They noticed a decrease in women who practice mindful eating, and they noticed that if people savored their foods or cooked their foods, they would appreciate their meals more, thus leading to less overeating. And also, you have to be intrinsically motivated to stop the overeating behavior. To go back up, because I noticed I did not hit on how I use this literature review use the intervention that I use. But the intervention I used was referrals and counsel. I pretty much gave her referrals to certain groups that might be able to, certain focus groups that will be able to help her get through the overeating behavior and understand other people, thus leading her to not overeat. Sorry about that. Okay, and then on the bottom here, well, the second one with the Jiker, you see that I sent her daily motivational messages and ended calls on a positive note. And then Wheatley and Whitaker, they study specifically women with type 2 diabetes. And they noticed an effect on overeating behavior with patients' environment and emotions. So my participant had a lot of external stressors that caused her to cause that overeating behavior. And the way I use that in my study is I kind of use some of the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy, which included like empowerment and being empathetic and strength-based. I would end every call on a positive note, and just kind of using a strength-based perspective, letting her know that, you know, for her to be in the position that she's in now in life, she has to understand that it took a lot of strength to be in that position, so therefore she could change her overeating behavior. She could overcome it. It's about a 13-day study. Like I said, it's AB format. and I used the MyFitnessPal app. My results. So the pre-intervention mean was 1,448 calories a day, and then the post-intervention mean was about 1,472 calories a day. There were no mode or there were no mode. There was no mode post or pre-intervention because she didn't eat the same amount of food within a day. So just to go through some of the things, the discussion. At the start of the study, you can kind of see there's this decrease right here, a 1, 2, and 3. I assumed that decrease was due to her knowing that she was being observed. And then after day 3, you see that spike go up again. I'm assuming that she got used to or got accustomed to what was going on with the study. So she just started um, doing uh, her regular behavior. Okay, and then also I want to talk about um, the spikes at A5 and B5. On these both of these days, A5 and B5, within that 2 week period, that was a Friday. So at the end of every work week, my participant would go and celebrate the end of her work week by sitting with her sister and drinking wine or eating. So that was her way to de-stress. So it seems as if you see some of the highest peaks in the research at A5 and B5, and I assume that it's due to that celebration on Friday. Um, so that's a strong correlation there. Overall, the study was unsuccessful. Um, I'm not for sure why it was unsuccessful, but I do know that I think that if I would have been more careful in my word choice and things like that, I would have been able to tap into um, my client's mind and just kind of help her overcome that behavior. So overall, I did this research so that there can be more research done to label overeating as an actual disorder. That was one of the hardest things doing this project is just not being able to find, um, seeing that overeating is not really considered a real disorder. You think about things like bulimia or anorexia when you think of eating disorders, but not things like overeating, which is a real issue. It can lead to bigger problems. And I just wanted to bring more social awareness to the issue. And that is pretty much all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.